Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Now, before we begin exploring the sounds of the Quran, there's just one thing or some few couple of things which we need to understand as we go on this journey, okay? Because inshallah, we're going to start this journey, inshallah, bi'idhnillah together. Now, for starters, this is not just a typical tajweed course, and also it's not just any other typical tafsir course, okay? And for those again who want to go somehow deep, who have gone deep like some of us, it's not a typical balagha course, okay? Inshallah, my goal with you, inshallah, making it our goal, it's now to achieve something much bigger, yani combining all of the above. Our goal, inshallah, is to learn how, first of all, to hear the Quran, its message, yani not to just recite it. It's not just translating it, and it's not just analyzing it in terms of grammatical structures and whatever, but to truly, truly hear it, okay? Now that's the roadmap. Now we're going to now go with step one. It's what they call the makharij. I know it's a topic which is in Tawheed. In Tajweed. So let's begin with the makharij. What's the meaning of makharij? Yani, these are the places where each letter of the Quran originates from, especially from the mouth. Why? Why is it important as a study in our Islamic knowledge? Because every sound we speak obviously comes from somewhere, okay? Like in Tajweed, we know that some letters, they come or they emerge from the throat, some they emerge from the tongue, and obviously some even they emerge maybe like from the lips, yeah. And then some from the nasal cavity, they come here from the nose. Now, you just think about it as just the way other people learn musical instruments. Before they approach, they have to see how they noticed which note does this thing come from. Yani, makharij, now in the case of the Quran, it teaches us where the Quranic sounds are born from which part. Then we go now to step two. We also talk about the sifat. I think also sifat is also under Tajweed. Because it's not enough just knowing where the sounds actually come from. We also need to give these sounds their own personality. This is where the terminology sifat comes in. You see, the characteristics of some letters, they are strong. Some letters are very strong. Others are soft in their sound. Others just flow. Others just stop abruptly. And others even feel heavy when you pronounce them, even hearing them. And some of them just even feel light, both in articulation and also when you hear them, okay? So the makharij always tells us where the letters born, where the letters are born, in which part of the mouth. And the sifa, they tell how each and every letter behaves. So together, they give each letter its unique identity, meaning makharij and sifat. Now, we are taking it now to step 3, inshallah. We're now going to talk about the sound psychology. Now, this is where things now become very interesting. Because once we know how sounds are produced, and where do they come from, and their characteristics, now we begin now to uncover something deeper. How now do the sounds really affect us? Again, when we listen, okay? Why is it that when you listen to the Quran, if you do not understand it, why is it that some sounds feel powerful, other sounds just feel very gentle? And why do some sounds, they create the need of urgency? And also, don't forget, when you listen to the Quran, other sounds create the sound of calm. Let's face it, we human beings in our psyche were really affected by the sounds, whether we realize it or we do not know. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the creator of the human mind, knows this better than any of us. So, when we talk about the revelation, the Quran, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses sounds, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not just choosing them randomly. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is choosing them, and through that, we go to the next step, which was the beginning of this course, what they call the fourth step, what they call tajannus. You see, tajannus is what happens when the sounds now begin to work together. Not just isolated letters or just isolated ayahs, but a whole system, a whole pattern of sound, a whole design, which we'll really appreciate by the design of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So inshallah, bi'idhni Rahman, we will explore how certain sounds repeat, and also focusing still on the letters, how those letters gather together, and even also, when we enter deep, how particular sound combinations reinforce particular meanings. This is what we have been calling, or to give it a better word, maybe you can say it's like sound harmony of the Quran. The point is not to say, mashallah, the Quran Al-Karim sounds beautiful when it's being recited. No. Let's take it a step further and now make it that the sounds which we hear are serving a message. And we pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala that we are able to discover those. Insha'Allah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.